Okay, hello everybody, and let us continue with this moatip revisited.n. So there was first I should note that there was a slight mistake in the file, but that was not the problem or the mistake we encountered in the end of the previous video lecture. It was just that there was this test result, there was this underscore revisited was not correct, so it actually called the moatip. It was like this. It called the wrong script here in the test result. It should be like this, but that was not the problem. So it was very strange. So we got. Let's do it again. I clear the screen. I tried to run this moatip revisited, and it says that A must be 5 by 5, not 5 by 3 matrix. And how is this? I mean, of course, that must be correct. Not 5 by 5. And the problem is here because in the some time ago I played around with this C, and now if I just type C, it will be like that. So these three first ones are the ones given here, but I played around previously and I defined C5 to be something, so it extended the vector C, and now the dimensions here in a C, A and B are not correct. So how to solve the problem? Well, the easiest way to solve it and the most obvious way to solve it is to clear all the clutter there is, all these variables. So clear all, and let's clear console also. So now I don't have any clutter in the workspace and it should work fine. Maybe at this point I should also mention that many people actually start, so it would be somewhere here, right here, clear all. So that would automatically clear all the clutter there is in the workspace when you call this script file. This is maybe a little bit of matter of taste whether you want to do this or not. Okay, the good point about this is that you will always clear all the variables that are probably clutter in your workspace, and so to say you start from the clean table. And I can see the point in that, and I know many people who put this, that they script start with clearing all the data on the workspace. On the other hand, I don't like that. Maybe I have some data in the workspace that I want to keep it, and when I just accidentally or just for any reason run a script, and then that script will remove all the data I have in the workspace, and if I like the data and wanted it, then I would be extremely annoyed. So I have adopted the style that I don't clear the data in script files, but then I have to remember to clear it myself whenever there could be classes or clutter in the workspace that classes with the variables. All right, I hope you got the point. So now it should work fine. So moatip revisited, and yes, it gives us the correct solution. Okay, so I hope that I explained everything correctly for you. So let's get back to these lecture notes. So chapter 5, we gone through this solution, and what is there left? There is left basically exercises. All right, so for these exercises I will give you some hints how to do them. So we have exercise 5.8, and again note this numbering system I use. So this is not the 8th exercise of the chapter 5, this is the 8th subsection, if you like, of chapter 5. The solution, so this yellowish block was subsection 5.7, so 5.8 is an exercise that I called Corino copyright. So in this exercise, what is the case? So we have the Padishah Emperor Shaddam Corino IV, and he decreed that these Corino cakes are his exclusive copyright. No one else is allowed to make them. And what happened is that in this more deep bakery problem, in the optimal solution, they actually baked them, but now it's illegal. And since they want to follow the law, they would now consider the problem again and make a solution in which the Corino cakes are not made. So now, okay, you have to solve this modified version of problem 5.1. And as a small hint, okay, you can start from scratch, why not? It can be very educational, but if you want to be efficient and fast, then you can modify either the m file moddip.m or the moddip underscore revisited.m. They solve the same problem, use either one you wish, and then make the changes. So if the problem changes and you have a good solution for it, then you can good code for the solution. Maybe it's easy to change the code so that it will solve the modified problem. And then I would say that okay, you can do this many ways. You can do it very quickly and very dirty. So extra glory is given to the student who solves this problem, so that you can actually take either of this moddip.m or moddip revisited.m, and you can change a single number and everything works after that. Okay, then there is a 5.9 exercise called the Fenring cake. So obviously this goes the kind of the other direction of the previous one. So in the previous one, one of the cakes were removed, so you were not allowed to make Corino cakes. Now it goes the opposite way, so there is a new cake type, Fenring cake. So we still have the problem 5.1, but now moddip bakery is considering that let's think about why only 4 cakes. Let's have a 4th type, let's call it Fenring. And what is this cake? It would contain 100 grams of fat, 450 grams of sugar, 250 grams of protein, 750 milliliters of water, and no spice at all. So maybe this is the kind of people, those who don't like spice, this is a cake for them. And yes, then we're thinking that the selling price for this cake would be 120 solaris. And then the question is, would it be profitable to sell Fenring cakes? And yeah, so I think this is pretty straightforward. You solve the problem and look at the solution. That will you bake the cakes or not? So that I think is relatively straightforward. Then there is a 5.10 exercise, Corino license. So the Padishah Emperor Shaddam Corino IV. Now the same thing, that the Corino cakes are his exclusive copyright, but let's still why say that you are not allowed to make it or bake it? Of course that would be not a good idea. A better idea is to say, of course you can bake it, but then you have to pay me royalty. Or since he's the emperor, maybe the royalties would be called imperialty in this case, I don't know. Okay, now the question is, of course Padishah Emperor wants to extort as much money as he can, so he wants to make this royalty very big. But at some point the royalty is obviously so big that it doesn't pay to bake them. And now the question is, how big could or should the royalty or imperiality be so that it would still make sense for Muad'Dib bakery to produce these Corino cakes. And a small hint here, the obvious way to calculate the optimal solution is that, okay, you start the royalty basically being 0, and then you increase a little bit, and maybe finally you find the breaking point, or you overshoot it and try a little bit backwards. So I mean, this can be done, for example, in a for loop. This is maybe not very elegant, but at least this is a straightforward way and probably very informative. And here I want to make a point that later we study so-called sensitivity analysis, and we learn a much more elegant way to solve this coordinal license exercise. And finally, 5.11 exercise, Muad'Dib with promises. So again, we have this Muad'Dib's bakery problem 5.1, and we make some modifications of it. So we assume that this bakery has made some promises. So it has promised to have at least 3 of each cake types for sale. Okay, each day. And it also has promised to deliver 2 grams of spice melange to the imperial treasury and 1 Atreides cake to the planet Caladan each day. So now we have the original problem with, it seems, a lot of more constraints. So what should Muad'Dib bakery do? So to solve exercise 5.11, what you do? Okay, you model it first as an LP, and once it's modeled as an LP, you solve it with GLPK. And in solving the GLPK, you should make the script file, M file, and of course probably the muad'Dib.m or muad'Dib_revisited.m is a good way to start. So probably it's easier not to start from scratch, but start with one of them and modify them. And of course you can, if you feel bold enough, you can omit the mathematical modeling phase of the LP and directly start modifying the M files if you really feel confident. I strongly discourage you doing this, but if you think it's too easy, then okay, go ahead. Alright, that was chapter 5. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. See you later. Bye bye.